Hi, this is Amy DeLuise, and we're with C-Suite today at the Chief Executive Smart Manufacturing Summit in Peoria, Illinois. I have with me today Scott Shaw, who is the President and Chief Operating Officer of Lincoln Education. Scott, tell me, first of all, what brings you to the summit?
Sure, Amy. We decided to get into manufacturing as we've heard from a lot of employers that it's a big need out there, and we specialize in providing skilled training for entry-level positions. And by doing some research with local employers and other industry people, manufacturing seemed like a very popular thing this day and age. And we thought it really played to our strengths as we focus on hands-on training. And as we learned more about it, we realized that this really would appeal to a new sector that we're not currently serving today.
So we've been hearing a lot about workforce development from the employer side, and flipping that, I'm interested in hearing about it from the student side.
Sure, it's a common problem we see across a lot of our industries. Namely, we do automotive, we do skilled trades training in particular here. And what you have is you have a whole generation that doesn't seem to be as focused on these types of opportunities. Some of it may be just because of the way high schools are set up today. College counselors really gear everyone, you've got to go to college in order to get a good job. And what we find is that once people learn that there are really strong opportunities out there, more people can come into these industries. And we view that as part of what we're out to do, is educate people that skilled trades, whether it's an auto technician, welding, a CNC machinist, can really lead to a very rewarding career. And so we're out there trying to get people to come into these industries every day.
So what does an employer do to attract talent and then to retain that talent?
We find is we are focused on getting students placed, that students come back to us and we ask them what makes a certain person more attractive than the other. And they say to us, first of all, there is pay, there are benefits, but they also want to feel like they can progress within their company and that the companies are doing something that's really worthwhile. It's just not a job, but there's something more to it that they can relate to. And that seems to really appeal to a lot of the younger students these days.
So it sounds like what you're saying is that a company's kind of big picture brand plays into whether students even consider applying for a job there.
Yeah, it definitely helps. I mean, certainly there are big companies and small companies, and you could be a small company with a big presence in your local community. But yeah, students want to feel part of an organization, and they want to feel valued, and they want to feel like they can really progress and learn more and really develop more skills while they're at a company. So the more that companies can promote who they are and what they're doing, that really helps in attracting students to them.
So Scott, tell us a little bit about the cost of education. We're hearing a lot about students who have 1 and 2 jobs just to get through their training.
That is the biggest obstacle that we find. Everyone who comes to, let's say, a Lincoln school, they want to come and get a skill to get a job, and they want to get that as quickly as possible. And the #1 reason why they don't come is because of the cost of the education. There are Title IV loans out there, and you can get grants from different states, and students are willing to make that sacrifice. What would really help would be, or what we find is that students or companies that are most successful that come to us also have maybe some other sort of incentive, whereby students who achieve a certain GPA, have a certain attendance, they might get some sort of special sign-on bonus, which helps the students repay those loans more quickly. And the students are very much focused on trying to repay those loans. So trying to create that incentive whereby a student feels like the time and effort they've put into their education is being kind of respected and rewarded at the companies. Trying to figure out ways to accelerate how they can pay back their loans sooner is also a great way to attract students to your company.
So I'm curious about sort of specifically some of the skills that these folks here at the summit are looking for.
What we find is it's kind of they want the soft skills and the hard skills. So we kind of set ourselves up as an organization to teach the hard skills, such as how do you do a weld or how do you run a CNC machine. But what we hear time and time again is that employers are also looking for those soft skills, because everything's more collaborative these days. You have to have greater communication skills, and you also have to be willing to learn. You have to constantly advance yourself. And so they're looking to see how professional the students are. They're looking to check on their attendance records. They want to make sure that students are frequently attending school so that they'll be dependable employees going into the future. They're looking for students with good communication skills, and really at the end of the day, students that are willing to learn and be adaptive, because things keep changing out there in the workplace, and they just don't want someone who's kind of just very, has a narrow focus of what they want in life.
So one of the things we hear a lot is about millennials. You know, millennials are like this or that in the workforce, they do this or that. What's your take?
Sure. Well, they make up a bulk of our students. We're very pleased to have them. I think they're just like any other group of students, but they are focused a little bit maybe more on this bigger picture, how to make more of an impact in their society than just get a job or a career. They're looking for something a little bit deeper beyond that.
So if a company is trying to appeal to millennials, what are some tips?
Sure. I think that you have to emphasize who you are, what you're doing, what really makes you different. In this day and age, we're all looking for ways to differentiate ourselves, and the companies have to find what is their strength and then advertise that strength to the students to see really what resonates with them. Because the students that are more connected with the company will certainly be more productive for them in the long term.
Thank you so much for being with us today, Scott, on C-Suite Today.